Morning, Steven. First of all, the team news ahead of tonight, or injury news rather?
So still no Ryan Jack. That's moving along, but a lot slower than we would like. So he won't be available for tomorrow. Everyone else is available besides Katic, who's long term, as you know.
And I was just want to ask about James Tavernier. Obviously, his form has been absolutely fantastic, but fans have been very complimentary of his leadership this season, and it seems to be something that's developed throughout his time, your time at the club.
For sure, there's certainly been big developments in terms of James's leadership. We obviously seen something from the outside coming in here. Having spent some time in the early days around James, I believe my decision was correct to make that decision. I knew I had to put other leaders around James, certainly early on, to help him as well and support him, because it is a big job and a big role to be the captain of Rangers. But I think having Alan McGregor and Connor Goldson, Scott Arfield, Stephen Davis around him, he's got enough experienced partners in the dressing room to lean on. And he's also got massive respect and support within the staff. So he's took that role on fantastically well, and he's growing and getting better all the time. And I think of late his form, but also his standards on and off the pitch have been absolutely top class.
Thank you. Charles, go ahead please.
Morning, Stephen. And there was obviously the sad news yesterday about your former manager, Gerrard Houllier. I wonder how much he shaped you as a manager and his coaching and his influence, and how much has resonated on you. And I just wondered if you could pay tribute to him.
Yeah, I would like to pay tribute to him. Yesterday was a really tough day for myself and Gary McAllister. Gerrard obviously played a huge part in both our careers and also our lives. So the news yesterday was really difficult to take. It was a huge blow. Came in yesterday morning really happy after our result at the weekend, and then to receive that news was a bitter blow. He was a special man, a caring man, a loving man, more than just a manager. You know, throughout your career, different people look after you and shape you in your younger days. Steve Highway, Hugh McCauley, Dave Shannon, for example, and then they pass you on to the first team staff, which was Gerrard Houllier and Phil Thompson and Sammy Lee, who done an incredible job for me in terms of where I was at from an age and also a player. Gerrard was at the forefront of that in terms of shaping me into a better player, into a better person, a better leader. So I've got an awful lot to thank the man for, and finding it really hard to come to terms with it right now.
Andy Newport, please. You're on mute, Andy.
Sorry, Stephen. You spoke obviously at the weekend about Alfredo and his confidence levels. Is the thing that perhaps this season takes a wee bit of the pressure off you and him is that you've now got the sort of options, the strength and depth that allows you not to have to rely on him week after week when he perhaps does have a wee dip in form?
Listen, we want to rely on Alfredo all the time. That's his job. Alfredo has to handle that pressure. I have to handle that pressure. We all do. We're all representing Rangers. It's quite normal for players to have dips in confidence or form, but what you do know that it's only temporary, and we know he'll bounce back, and it won't be too long before he's scoring lots of goals and he's smiling even more than he is now. But I think one important thing to mention is he's doing a fantastic job for the team in terms of his hold-up play, in terms of the messages we're giving him, what he needs to do for the team in and out of possession. So just because people on the outside don't see the goals raining in, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have the same feelings towards Alfredo. We've been really proud of what he's give this season. He's got a lot more teammates that are capable of helping him in terms of the volume of goals that the team needs. And we'll do everything we can to support him and get him back to where we all need him.
Thanks, Steve.
Alison, go ahead, please.
Morning, Stephen.
Morning.
Spoken about James already, but if you look at other players in the team this season as well, Ryan Kent, Connor Goldson, they all seem to be just reaching their peak form. I know you've touched on some of the work you've done, but what is it about this season that's just brought them all into form at the same time?
I think you'd have to give credit to the players individually and collectively. They've come back in pre-season really focused, really zoned in on how the season needs to look. They're all accepting the responsibility and the ownership in terms of where they need their form and what they need to give to the team. And the reason we've had such a strong start to the season and followed that on up until the middle of December is because players are contributing, players are doing the right things on and off the pitch to prepare themselves for all the challenges that are coming our way. And we know we've got the talent in the building, we know we've got the squad depth, but the challenge for us now is maintaining it and proving that we can go the distance and finish the season as strong as we've started it. That's the big challenge for everyone here.
Raman, go ahead, please.
Thanks, David. Steve, can I just follow up on Morelos? Can I read from what you said there that over his overall play you're happy with? It's just the kind of his goals that he's not scoring to the high heights he hit last season, so therefore there's not a question that you might take him out of the team. And can I just check in terms of Ryan Jack, has he suffered a setback? Because that's a few weeks now, isn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't suffered a setback as such, but maybe the original injury that we got was maybe underplayed, if you like. So the injury was probably a little bit more serious from the beginning. And we've tried to push him a little bit to get him back, but you get signs and moments in your rehab where sometimes you've just got to come off and relax a little bit and go a little bit slower to slow it down. I don't think it'll be too long before he returns, but when you love Ryan Jack as much as I do, you want him back as quick as possible, so it does feel like it's been a bit of a slow one. In terms of Alfredo, we don't analyse just the goal return, we analyse how's he looking from a fitness point of view, what's his application like in training, does he deserve to start, what's his hold-up play like, is he getting in the box enough, is he doing the job for the team, is he counter-pressing, what are his running numbers like, what's his movement like, what's he like around the play. We analyse lots of different areas before we make a decision. Should he stay in the team, should he be in the team? I don't think it's fair to judge any player on just goal return or how many assists you get or how many clean sheets. There's a lot more to it than that.
Gabriel, go ahead, please.
Morning, Steven.
Morning.
In your time, you've always done well against St Mirren. I don't think they've actually scored a goal against you, but is it perhaps a difficult time to play them? They're unbeaten in 9 games. St
Mirren is certainly in a good place. We've watched a few of the games of late. We're obviously well aware of them. They came to Ibrox earlier in the season. Jim has them really well organised. Obviously they have a good block, a good defensive organisation. They all want to defend the goal really well, and they've got threats within the team. They've got pace on the counter attack from the sides. They have a focal point who can hold it up, and they've got a lot of energy that runs off that. So they've definitely got a plan and a way of playing. They're in a good place, as you say. The form of late's pretty good, but so's ours. And we've got good players. We've got players in fantastic place. We're going there with confidence. We want to get to Hampden and into a semi-final just as much as St Mirren. So it's all set up to be a good test and a good game, and it's one we're looking forward to.
David Tanner, please.
Good morning to you, Stephen.
Morning.
I heard Danny Murphy say much of the stuff that you very eloquently said there. About Gerrard. The fact that he was a people manager, has that been something that you've taken into your own management style over the last couple of years?
Look, I always try and take the best bits from all the coaches and managers I worked under. It's impossible for me to have the charisma and the care and the love that Gerrard carried. I think every player that's worked with him will certainly echo that. All the coaches that have been around him, he was just a special human being. This is not a guy who just focused solely on football and what you gave to him in terms of the relationship player to manager. This was someone who, at my age, wanted to change me as a human being to become an elite professional, wanted me to be a better person, wanted me to really understand the tactics and the game from a different way and become an even better player and build all the stuff around the talent that I had at that age. I'll never forget that. I need to send my condolences to his family, who I know will be in very much pain at the moment. just a sad day for football and for me from a personal point of view, and it'll take me a little while getting over this one because I spoke to him just a few weeks back. Spoke to him a lot in the summer. I was meant to meet him in Lyon when we had a pre-season friendly there, but he was out in Corsica having a rest with his family. So, you know, it's a sad loss from a personal point of view, but even bigger for football because a lot of people knew him and knew that he was more than just a manager.
Andy Newport, just a quick question on the Euro draw, and that's us complete.
Yeah, Stephen, can I just get your reaction to yesterday's draw, obviously at Antwerp? Your thoughts on them, having obviously played Belgian opposition this season already?
Look, it was fantastic to watch the draw. Really proud of what the team have given the competition so far. Pleased for the supporters that they could watch the draw from home. And, you know, whoever we got was going to be a tough test and a tough challenge. Obviously, with Drew Antwerp and Belgium opposition, I think they're in a false position in the league. The early bits that I've watched of them, I had a little quick hour on them last night just to get a flavour of what they're about. You know, I predict that they'll finish in the Belgium league right high up there. They're a good team. So it's going to be a fascinating tie over the two legs. It's good to be at Ibrox for the second game. And when that comes around, we'll make sure that the team are well prepared, well drilled and ready for the challenges that face us. But we're going to have to be at our best if we're to qualify for the last 16, that's for sure.
Apologies, Jordan Campbell's with us. I didn't realise. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, David. Morning, Stephen. I just wanted to ask you about Callum Goldson. He's obviously getting a lot of praise just now for his defensive performances, but on Sunday it was quite noticeable how often Mickey Mellon was, you know, one of these players that was diagonal passes. It makes. I'm just wondering how much of an asset do you think that's becoming to the team?
Well, I think the key as a team is that you need to, you know, have threats from all over the pitch in different ways. You know, teams are setting up to try and nullify us and try and stop us in different ways. And teams in the past have had some success doing that. And we've had some frustrations when we've come up against certain oppositions in terms of finding different ways to solve the puzzle, if you like. I think Connor's certainly been outstanding since the first day of the season, really playing the best form of his career so far, showing incredible leadership on and off the pitch alongside James and the other lads, and his passing's gone to the next level. He's worked on it. He has got the diag in the bag, no problem. He can play the direct one over the top. He can break the lines with his passing. He also knows when to do it and how to do it, which is something we've tried to work on with the player to help him develop and grow. But Connor's put the work in, and we're really proud of the level he's playing at the moment.